Have you ever prayed to God and felt like nothing happened? You prayed with faith. You asked sincerely. You waited, but the problem stayed. The pain didn't disappear. The door you wanted to open stayed closed. And slowly, a question entered your mind. Jesus, did you hear me? Maybe you prayed for a job, but weeks passed with no answer. Maybe you prayed for healing, but the pain is still there. Maybe you prayed for your family, but things somehow became harder. And sometimes we are afraid to say this out loud, but deep in our heart, we wonder, why is Jesus silent? If you have ever felt this way, you are not alone. Even people in the Bible experience this. There was a moment when Jesus' close friend Lazarus became very sick. His sisters sent a message to Jesus immediately. Lord, the one you love is sick. But something surprising happened. Jesus didn't rush there. He waited. 2 days passed, and during those 2 days, Lazarus died. Imagine how his sisters must have felt. They prayed, they believed, but Jesus didn't come in time. When Jesus finally arrived, one of the sisters said something very honest. Lord, if you had been here, my brother would not have died. Many of us have said something similar to God. Jesus, if you had answered earlier, this wouldn't have happened. But here is the part we often forget. Jesus, delay was not rejection. It was preparation for something greater, because a few moments later, Jesus stood before the tomb and called Lazarus back to life. The miracle would never have happened if Jesus had arrived earlier. Sometimes what feels like delay is actually God preparing a bigger answer, and maybe that is happening in your life right now. Think about a seed. When a farmer plants a seed in the soil, nothing appears for days. No green, no leaves, no visible growth. But underneath the ground, something powerful is happening. Roots are forming, strength is building, life is preparing to break through the surface. Your life can be like that seed. Right now you might feel like nothing is happening, but God may be working in places you cannot see, preparing opportunities, protecting you from something, or shaping you into someone stronger. Because sometimes God doesn't change the situation immediately. He changes you first. Maybe that struggle you are facing is teaching you patience. Maybe that disappointment is building your faith. Maybe that closed door is protecting you from a path that would have hurt you later. Many people think silence means absence. But with God, silence often means work in progress. The truth is, Jesus never ignores the prayers of his children, but he also understands something we often don't. If God gave us everything immediately, we might receive the blessing, but not be ready to carry it. And sometimes, a blessing received too early can become a burden. Think about the hardest moment you have ever gone through. At the time, it felt unbearable, but later, you realized something. That struggle made you stronger. That pain made you wiser. That season brought you closer to God. And suddenly you understood that God was not punishing you. He was shaping you. Jesus once said, "Come to me, all who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest." Notice something beautiful about this. He didn't say, "Come when you are perfect." He didn't say, "Come when your faith is strong." He said, "Come when you are tired. Come when you are struggling. Come when life feels heavy." because faith is not pretending everything is okay. Faith is trusting God, even when you cannot see the full picture. Maybe that's why you found this video today. Maybe it isn't random. Maybe this is the reminder you needed. Jesus hasn't forgotten you. Your prayers were heard, your tears were seen, and the silence you feel may actually be preparation. Preparation for the moment when everything finally makes sense. One day, you may look back at this difficult season and realize something surprising. The delays protected you, the waiting strengthened you, and the silence brought you closer to God. So if you feel tired tonight, say this simple prayer: Jesus, even when I don't understand what you're doing, I trust you. Because faith isn't believing nothing will go wrong. Faith is believing God will walk with you through it. And sometimes the moment when God feels the quietest is the moment He is working the most in your life. If this message touched your heart today, comment Amen, because your faith might encourage someone else who is still waiting for their miracle. And remember this: Jesus is never late. He is always right on time.